The other day, I was just casually walking down the streets of Nairobi, munching on a corn cob, me and Antara, and then suddenly this Indian dude stops me, presuming that I'm Indian. He was asking me, "Where do I come from?" So I started off with, "I'm not Indian, I'm Bangladeshi." And the minute I said Bangladeshi, I was like, "Oh, but you're killing us." For someone like me to hear that, and he was adamant on his beliefs that Hindus are being persecuted in Bangladesh and they're being tortured. He brought up every single video that were proved to be fake videos or videos from way back, uh, trying to convince me that those are actually what happened in Bangladesh. And it's so hard to make someone realize that they can be on the wrong side of the news, especially for someone Indian consuming Indian media. That is definitely, they're going to not have the right picture of the entire situation. So I tried my best to make him understand. And during the conversation, he brings up the fact that he's Kenyan. He's a third generation Indian living in Kenya, Nairobi. And that's when it hits me. This Kenyan Indian guy who does not even live in India or anywhere near Bangladesh is trying to convince me, someone who has been in the country during the protests, that Hindus are being persecuted, tortured, and murdered. But who's going to explain to them the internal politics of all that? They have no context of Awami League. They have no context of Chhatru League. They have no context of these goons coming back as victims or oppressors. They have no context of these people trying to use religion as a tool here to destabilize the political situation of the country and get a massive Hindu majority state like India involved sentimentally, showing that Hindus are being discriminated here due to the absence of the Sheikh Hasina government not being in power. When I tried doing that, that was new information for him. He didn't know how to process that. The only thing he had to say was, "Okay, your word against mine." But that's not the case. That is not the case. When I asked him, "Why do you think these videos started popping up suddenly right after the fall of the Sheikh Hasina government?" That's somewhere he had to stop and think for a while and maybe it occurred to him that something along the lines of what I'm saying does have logic and is true. He didn't want to listen to anything I've had to say because he has his biases against Muslims. And when I tried to explain to him, I'm not a radical kind, I'm not a radical Muslim, and I don't believe in the ideologies of being extreme towards any other followers of another religion. Um, his argument was, "No, you Muslims say that when you're alone and when you're less in numbers, but the minute I tell you to have some pork with me, you are going to deny." That was one of the most absurd logics to come up with. On top of that, he was telling me that, me. And then I told him, "Sure, I'll have pork with you. No worries." Then his religious box just started malfunctioning. He started to ease down, and at least he tried listening to me. The more softer I was with him, the more he was willing to listen. And at the end, we did shake hands and agree to share media information that we've had, which was never going to happen anyways. But this is the image we have towards our fellow Indians, which is sad.